This is one of my most popular recipes, my chicken casserole. This is my dad's favorite. I'm going to try to answer all your frequently asked questions about this casserole. Start out with a 13x9 casserole dish. Spray the bottom of it with some olive oil spray. I'm using a crescent dough sheet. Roll this out. If there's any holes, you can just smash them together. You're forming a crust. A lot of people have asked, what's the point of that? It makes a crust. It does not turn out soggy. I've had a million people ask if it is soggy. It is not soggy. It forms a crust. I do recommend the first time you bake this, if you want to know how long to bake it in your oven, to bake it in a clear casserole dish. That way you can see the bottom of this crust as it browns. And when you see the bottom browning, you'll know that the casserole's finished. Got that all down in there. And now we're going to chop up some onion. Now, if you don't like onion, leave it out. Our family likes onion. So I had a lot of people say, oh, that's way too much onion. It's a recipe. If you want to leave out onion, leave it out. If you want the flavor of the onion and not the onion itself, just put onion powder. I'm going to put my onion in. And you see I used my small dice. So if you're chopping this with a knife, just chop it very finely. It does cook up. You can saute this first if you want to, but it cooks completely in this casserole. I had so many questions about that. The onion cooks completely. It's not crunchy at all, I promise. The same goes for the broccoli. Yes, you can use other vegetables. If you want to use green beans, you can use green beans instead of broccoli. If you want to use peas, you can use peas. You can do this however you want. This is just what I love in the casserole. This is the little bit larger dice that I'm putting on here. If you chop your broccoli by hand, just, you don't want big, huge pieces because you do want it to cook up completely in the casserole. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's pretty fine. It will cook up all the way in the casserole as it bakes in the oven. You do not have to saute this first. This is not frozen broccoli. This is fresh broccoli. That was another question that a lot of people wanted to know. I've always used fresh when I have made this casserole, never frozen, because I just didn't want to add the extra water in the frozen broccoli. My kids are not huge broccoli fans, but they all eat this casserole and they don't mind the broccoli. And neither is my dad. My dad has never been a huge broccoli fan. And I think it's because it is chopped finely and it does cook up so well. You can use as much or as little as you want. This is how much I'm using. Now we're going to make the soupy part of the casserole. Yes, if you want to add the broccoli and onions into the soupy part of the casserole and just pour it in here, you can mix it all together. That's fine. This is just the way I was taught when I started making this casserole at age 13. If you don't want to layer it like this, that's fine if you want to put it all in the soup. We're going to put a can of cream of chicken. If you want to make your own soup, you can make your own soup. You can use the heart healthy kind if you want to. I'm just using the regular cream of chicken soup because this is how I like it. I'm using my little spatula to get every drop that I can out of there. 1 can of cream of celery. If you don't eat celery, you don't like celery, you're allergic to celery, use all cream of chicken. Or you can even use cream of mushroom. 1 entire block of an 8-ounce cream cheese. I have 1 rotisserie chicken. You can use leftover chicken. You can bake your own chicken in the oven, however you want to do it. I just used a rotisserie chicken and shredded it up. I use the breast meat, and the dark meat. It doesn't matter, but you can use just the breast meat if you want. And then we're going to take some chicken broth. And I'm going to pour a little over a half of this soup container with the chicken broth and mix that in. Stir this at a medium to medium high heat until all of our soup and our cream cheese is all mixed together really well. The cream cheese is melted in there. So that'll take just a minute. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to add some black pepper. I'm not adding salt because there's so much salt in the soup. And yes, I know this recipe's not healthy. It does have a lot of sodium content in it, but it's fine. It's like dessert. You don't eat it every day, and you don't have to eat the whole casserole unless you want to. Let that cream cheese melt into the soup, and we'll see if we need to add some more broth to thin it out. Our cream cheese is all melted in there. There may be just a tiny few lumps, but that's all. I'm going to add a little more chicken broth. You don't want to get it too soupy, but it will get thick as it bakes, so you don't want it too thick either, if that makes sense. I'll show you the consistency that I like it. Not like that. Pour this over our casserole. I've got to pour this all over the top evenly. If you have any left in the bottom of this skillet, this is delicious to eat with crackers too. Spread this out. Now we're going to top it with some cheese. I dampened the counter a little bit and locked my cheese grater into place because that's how I get it to stay. Taking about 8 ounces of mild cheddar cheese. I hear you, Charlie. Charlie's making noises. Putting the shredded cheddar all over the top. Take about 2 sleeves of a Townhouse cracker. You could use Ritz crackers, whatever is your favorite. And I just do this in the package. Just crush them up and sprinkle those over the top. Some suggested that they would put stovetop stuffing on top of this, and that's perfectly fine if you want to do it that way. This is just the way I've always done it with the crackers. And then I've got a stick of melted butter, and I pour that over the top. Of course, you can mix your crackers and butter in a bowl if you want to. I've got my oven preheated at 350. I'm putting this in for about 30. Like I say, if you want to bake this in the clear dish, check your oven. You could go anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, just depending on your oven. And there's what it looks like before it's gone in. Here it is. Look at it. It's gorgeous. My favorite casserole. Smells delicious. I wish that I could show you guys the crust, but the way it's pulling out of here, it's very hard for me to show you. See if I can get a piece here with the crust on it. This does form a crust, and I promise it's not gooey. Burning my tongue. It's so good. I cooked this one for 35 minutes because I made this one a little thicker and added more broccoli. This is a thicker, taller dish than I normally use, so I did go 35 minutes. And the broccoli and the onions are fully cooked. Serve it with any kind of vegetable, salad. We love it with deviled eggs and cranberry sauce or mashed potatoes. Any of that is delicious with it. Try it.